No, I got it, Jay. I already said it. Okay. Oh, I gave us too much headroom. Look at that.
We can stand up and do things.
1, 2. Buckle my shoe. I'm not gonna stand up anymore. I don't like doing that.
You might pass out.
Welcome to Grown Man Recognize, everybody. This is where Friday night ends and begins and starts yet again. You're gonna want to check with us every damn week. This is what we do here live on Ustream every Friday night. Woo woo! Big time business.
Each and every. This is first episode like 132 or 33.
Yeah, that's pretty damn crazy. If you really want to get honest about it.
133 and a third.
With the 3.3333333. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bar over it because the 3 is gonna repeat.
Repeater.
These mathematic jokes do anything for anybody? I also have a 3.6 that'll repeat. There's a 3.3 that'll repeat and a 3.6 that'll repeat.
Why?
Paging John. Paging
Mr.
John.
Herman.
Paging Mr. Herman. What's that?
You're not on.
D's nuts. You're not on mic, Jay.
Hey,
I
do love Gronkowski's reply to Deflategate. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Go look for it if you get a chance after the show. Gronkowski Deflategate response or something. It's classic.
That's good time business, man.
Yeah. That's a tease.
No, never. It really does my heart good to know that there's still kids out there pulling out D's nuts every now and then.
It's kind of like that's what she said. You can use that one forever.
Absolutely, and why wouldn't you?
You know, we had a friend in high school. This is back in the early '80s, late '70s, who in shop class he made a sign that said D's nuts and it had an arrow, and he would walk around and hold it. Right, we're like.
So that happened before.
So when I heard the Gronkowski thing, it was very affectionate for me to remember this guy because he actually had a stroke and he's like invalid now. So
maybe he coined the phrase.
I know.
I hear laughter in the other room. That's not very nice.
I know D's nuts from Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Well, yeah,
this early, 82.
Yeah.
I grabbed this like it was a ball cap.
Actually, what he would say was "Hold D's."
D's what?
Hold D's. And then he'd have a sign that said hold D's. It wasn't D's nuts, but of course, you guys have to take it a step further and explain what hold D's is.
Nuts!
It's D's nuts!
Nuts! Let's say it.
I'm so glad we could talk about nuts.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
On a Friday night. Talk about nuts on a Friday night.
Of course we are. I mean, why wouldn't you?
We were playing some cool video game earlier.
We were playing our game of the evening. I got a PS2 hooked up over here to the side that folks can't see, and we've been rotating some games in this week.
Yeah, I would hand the controller to our audience, but
yeah, because it's freaking hard. It's one of the hardest.
It's a hard game. What was it called?
It's called Armored Core 2. It's a mech game, early PS2 game that I picked up used way back when. And God, it's so freaking hard, man.
Yeah, what I thought was crazy was the control pad, the configuration. I know in some games you can change your config now, but probably in this one you can't. And it's like where you would think you're going to use for motion and turning and view. That's not what it is, and it's like
you still use the D-pad for motion,
yeah.
which is like an old PS1 type situation.
And so my friend Jack was heavily into he did MechWarrior 2.
I saw a video.
Ghostbear's Legacy, and
I saw a video that was comparing the Armored Core series to the MechWarrior series.
Yeah, well, sure, it's a MechWarrior. But they announced this week he's got a company he's formed with some friends and some Patriots. The Patriots, I think they're called Impeller Studios, and they started a crowdfunding campaign to raise some money to make a game, and it's a space combat game.
Okay.
He did Crysis and Far Cry, and he's teamed up with a guy who did X-Wing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
X-Wing, oh my God.
Of course.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but before then there was X-Wing as a Star Battle game. It is fantastic, and I was really excited to hear that these guys are teaming up. So
And if you missed that
Good
early,
things.
I don't want to say early on in Grown Man Record Night, but in the first
Season? First season?
within the first 100 episodes, we've had Jack on the program. So go back and check that out. I don't remember the exact episode, but
No, no,
lead producer from Far Cry Crisis. Has been
It's
on the
actually
program.
one of your early, one of your
Maybe you can include that in the
hot
box set.
hot picks on your page, I think.
I think so. It's got a lot of views, and if you've not
Do they
seen
call
that
it-
and you're a
do they
video
call it
game
a
guy,
hot pick? I don't
hot
think they.
pick.
I don't think they
We
do.
can call it hot pick from now on
Hot
if you
pick.
want,
You
Steve.
can make sure you put that one in the box set you got coming out.
Absolutely. The VHS box set, we talked about that, doing a little VHS series that people could pick up. Best of Grown Man
All of
Record
our
Night
stuff on VHS.
Yeah, Best of Grown Man Record Night on VHS.
Nice.
I mean, who wouldn't want that for $4.95 shipped?
What about shipping and handling?
Handling is the problem,
Handling is a problem.
because when it comes to me handling things, it's going to be a problem. Probably
Handle D's.
handle D's. Hey, you know, today is the 89th birthday of
Bob Seger.
No.
Actually, Bob Seger's birthday was this week. It was like Tuesday.
No, we're not talking
70
about that.
years old. 70 years old.
He's the worst musician ever.
He's not. He just got that. You know, every town's radio station just pounded you with Bob Seger, and still do to this day. Pound you with Bob Seger, and usually it's the same 4 songs.
Yeah. God, I hate Bob Seger.
I don't hate him. I think there's a place for
Yeah.
Bob Seger.
There's a place.
There's a place.
It's right.
There's a place for Bob.
There's
Seger.
a place for Bob Seger. It's right between my asshole and my nuts. He lives on 123 Chode Lane. That's where Bob Seger belongs.
I had the
my
Bob
opinion.
Seger. what is it called? The
Saxophone
Bob Seger
solo
music.
in a rock song. Saxophone solo in a rock song. Terrible. Take your saxophone out of rock and roll
He's a
music.
poor man's John Cougar Mellencamp.
Hey man, there's places for the saxophone and rock music. You listen to can you hear me? Can
Pink
you hear
Floyd does
Can
it.
you hear me knocking by the Rolling Stones?
Pink Floyd does it okay.
That was recorded in Muscle Shoals, and
Yeah.
that shit is bad. Well, that's a British guy playing. They took it.
Herc
there.
says he hated him till he was 33. I'm that way with the Grateful Dead. I hated the Grateful Dead until I got older and I got some stuff and I was like,
The Bob
all right.
Seger system. That's what it is. I got that.
That's decent stuff. And Turn the Page is a good song. I'm not
It's a
gonna
great
hate
song.
on. I'm not gonna hate on Turn
good
the
enough.
Page.
You can
Metallica
get-
liked it.
You can get any record for $1 though, so maybe you should just try it out.
I'm not gonna. No, I don't need it. But I appreciate it. No, I don't. I'm trying to be nice about it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay.
Very close-minded.
No, I'm open-minded.
No, you don't. You need to try AC/DC also.
I've tried AC/DC. I don't like AC/DC either. But whatever.
You like the Bon Scott.
The one Bob Seger song I really, really, really like is something about "Watch Her Strut" or something like that. Oh, loves to watch her strut. Boom, boom, down, 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 boom, boom, down, 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 down. It's got a nice.
More
it's got-
known
it's
for the
got a nice
Chevy
group-
trucks guy too, though.
Nah, like a rock. Oh, that shit's gotta go. Yeah. Anyway, that's one
Oh,
of
the
those.
shit.
Nothing ever
See?
got to me.
See?
Okay, we're spending too much time on Bob Seger.
Too much time on Bob Seger.
just like local radio, Bob Seger's taking over.
What I was going to say earlier, but we got interrupted by fucking Bob Seger, is today's one of my heroes, Don Rickles' 89th birthday.
Oh, Don Rickles.
And he's one of my all-time favorites. Man, there wouldn't be no Grown Man Record Night without Bob Seger. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? Without Don Rickles. So I got to hip you to just a few Don Rickles one-liners here. This is to Frank Sinatra, okay? Legendary Frank, who nobody talks shit to Frank.
Yes.
Hey Frank, make yourself at home. Hit someone.
Ah. Funny, Don.
This is one of my favorites, and actually our good buddy Gene Blackwelder said this
Okay.
to me in the parking lot this morning, who told me about
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles' birthday today.
He fashioned himself a comedian as well as you.
He says, this was the Ernest Borgnine apparently originally. Look at you. Anybody else hurt in the accident? That's fantastic. To Joey Bishop. Joey Bishop, who passed away and wasn't told about it. To Milton Berle. I love Milton. You were my idol when I was a kid, and now I'm getting shock treatment. To Anthony Quinn, a wonderful man. We had dinner the other night in L.A. Still eats with his hands. To Johnny Carson, you keep it up, Johnny, and I'm going to tell everyone that you double date with Merv Griffin. Oh, man. To Ed Sullivan, once in a while, Ed, move your body or they're going to throw dirt on you. To Robert De Niro, and this was, I think, during when they were filming Casino. He's one of the great actors of our time. Just ask him.
Yeah.
To Larry King, look at you. You're shredding all over the place. Do you have a home in Guam? And my favorite. This is not on the list, man. This is
What
not
are
on the
we doing?
list. But in Dirty Work,
Yeah.
when Artie Lang is standing there and he's good Lord, look at you. I can see you getting fatter as I'm looking at you. Then he looks at his stomach and goes, "Hello, ice cream. Having a good time?" That's the greatest. That's my favorite thing to say to a fat person. "Hello, ice cream. Having a good time?"
His best friend is
Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart is best.
That's a
friends with
great.
Don Rickles.
Episode.
Didn't they do a Cars and Coffee with Don Rickles?
Yeah.
Don Rickles did.
And that's
Yeah.
one of the best episodes
It's-
of Newhart.
it's great.
The one that Rickles is on there, and Newhart's the
Oh
sidekick.
man. So anyhow, happy birthday to Don Rickles, one of my
Hey, let's do
all-time
a shot
heroes.
for Don Rickles.
Hey,
And
freaking A.
I'll
man.
do it with tequila. I just saw a report today that tequila is it's good to bring your blood sugar down.
Oh sweet. Well, girlfriend's already put some hot pickle juice that came out of her vagina into my shot glass, and I'm gonna fill it up with some Pop-Off. It's the first time I've had a fresh bottle of Pop-Off in a couple of weeks, folks. I've been trying to cut back because I've been too lazy to go to the liquor store to pick up more.
Well, and the stupid thing is, in this police state that we live in, liquor stores close at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
What is that?
Welcome to Nazi Germany. Turn in your beads at the gate.
Are they open Sunday?
No.
No, Jay. They're not open.
Tiny
Sunday.
Hats is not open on Sunday.
No. Salut.
What do you call it?
Tiny Hats.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You want
The limes are better this week.
Yeah. I've been good tequila shot. It gets hot weather. Tequila. I used to kind of hate on tequila. I love tequila.
I
now.
love tequila. It's the most.
That's the girlfriend's favorite.
Well, it's the most flavorful shot of liquor you can have, I think.
It's true. You got to be. Some people
You
can't
drink
handle
vodka because it doesn't have any flavor.
It's neutral, grain neutral.
Unless you're doing absolute whatever. Absolute limon or absolute.
Somebody says Don Seeger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up. I'll throw up on the program tonight.
Hey, your Cubs are doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, but no,
They got our number.
Yeah, but they sucked here the last few days.
Well,
They're going on a skid. It's because I've not been watching them. I was asking a fellow journalist.
Baseball talk. Skid.
Journalist the other day, I asked him if he did the same superstitious thing, like when his team is winning. Do you and you've been watching the games? Do you do everything you can, kill yourself to get to the TV to make sure that you're watching a game when they're on? Because you know if you watch them, they're going to win.
Right.
And vice versa. Like, well, they've been winning, but I've not been watching, so I'm not going to turn it on. And he says he does the same thing. Bill O'Neill, the Yankees. He does the same. He does the same thing.
there's always suspicions and suspicions.
Superstitious. Yeah. Even if you're not a superstitious guy, if you're into baseball, you're superstitious.
Baseball is a game of superstitious.
Oh, I mean, from the time I was 5 years old, you would never, ever, ever catch me stepping on a foul line.
That's Sparky Anderson right there,
Oh my
dude.
God.
That's Sparky Anderson.
That's
I'd love to see him shuffle before he had to take the step over the line. It was like
Wendell.
walk, shuffle, step over.
Cubs fans, Turk Wendell. He did the little.
Oh, did he?
As he come off the set.
By the way, speaking of Sparky Anderson, that WKRP episode was on recently with Sparky Anderson.
Oh yeah, that's
Was
a good
it?
one.
That's
You
a
seen,
really
you know that
good
one, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. But he's a really terrible sports guy.
He's a great actor, actually.
I'm thinking about taking in a Reds game on my way
I'm thinking about
on
taking
my
it-
way to Colorado.
To do what there?
I got folks in Colorado
Oh.
to visit.
Oh, Steve.
Well,
No, this is family. There's a great Mexican restaurant called Casa Bonita
You gotta stop
in
and
Denver.
bring something back. You gotta bring soup.
there's a
Hey,
family.
I'm
there.
I'm not hauling anything with family in the car. I'm sorry, dude.
I'll give you 3 points per kilo, and we can work something out. Of course,
But I'm either going to see a Reds game in Cincinnati or a Rockies game in Colorado.
Free Music Archive. We're playing our surf playlist.
Okay.
Yeah,
What do we play? It's some good surf music. Is
some
that
good surf music.
It's not Dick Dale.
No. Some just random surf stuff. I picked
Lovers
up
of
off
Dick.
Free Music
Lovers of Dick
Archive.
Dale.
Lovers of Dick Dale. These guys are big fans of Dick. These guys, if they saw Dick hitchhiking on the side of the road, they would stop and pick up Dick and take Dick wherever Dick needed to go. They're that big of fans of Dick. You can tell
Hey,
by the way
you know
that
if anybody will comment and say they can hear a weird buzz on the mics? Because I want to know if this.
Oh, the
I like the
fan?
fan where it is, but I know we've had
we haven't run a
issues.
fan.
We've had issues with fans before.
We've had issues with fans.
With fans.
Somebody's
So
telling me to check my Facebook messages, but I have to do that.
offline.
Well, no, I can do that.
Okay.
Just keep talking, Steve. Tell me a story, Steve. What you been up to?
I don't know. I'm confused right now because what was I going to talk about?
Tell me about it. Oh, okay.
What? Is there
All
something I
right.
need to know?
This is what happens, Larry. You want to know what
Is it-
happens?
Is that Tambroni?
That's Tambroni
Looks
chiming
like
in.
that looks like a signature of Tambroni's.
Chiming in. Let's see. We were talking about the 3-3 repeating earlier, and the
Oh,
3-6 repeating.
yeah, okay.
And you said, why does it do that?
Did I? I don't think I said that. I never asked. I was really confused.
You said stuff.
I was
What-
talking about something else, and you kept talking about what you were talking about.
I like talking. I mean,
I have an allergy cold. Well, I mean, allergies are bad
What's
this,
that
this
mean?
year. Allergies are bad.
what the fuck's an allergy cold?
It's like when you feel like you have a cold, but it's basically due to allergies.
Okay. Hang on.
I don't know.
Talk some more, Steve.
I'm not
looking
talking.
for something.
Oh, I am playing over here on the screen right now. You can't see it, but we're watching Watchmen. We watched the Watchmen.
He wore his war
The
watch.
motion. It's called a motion comic. Basically, it's the comic, and they put a little motion to the cells or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was also part of the story. It's the Watchmen Tales of the Black Freighter, which is a really cool story within the story. And I'm going to pop the screen out so I can see what I'm doing here. So if I mess this up, it's because I messed it up. Okay, there we go.
Don't mess it up.
I'm not going to mess it up.
Okay.
Yeah, Tales of the Black Freighter is within the story. The Watchmen, the graphic novel.
Here we go.
There's a guy reading this story. They keep coming back to him over time. But he's reading this story called the Tales of the Black Freighter, and it's about this guy who survived some kind of terrible battle at sea or whatever. But there's so many dead. And he's like stranded, but he makes a raft out of all the dead bodies.
Oh, right, yeah. That's one of the best images.
That's what we're watching right over here.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, free comic book day, man. I wish I would have went out and got some. Check it out. Here's the answer to our question. Why does the 3-3 and the 3-6 repeat? Stand by. And here's our damn answer.
I knew it. I knew that was the
Ask
answer.
and ye shall receive.
That was what I was thinking.
I mean, that's
I wasn't thinking that. So
See that?
John sent that in?
yeah. So just I mean, if you need to know, there you go.
I hope
That's
you
scratched
guys are
out.
hope
He
you
just
guys are
busted
making
it out.
you guys are making notes right now.
Write this down.
There will be a test.
This will be on the quiz. I'm going to give you a chance for a chapter review beforehand. So if you want to get together, partner up, or maybe even groups of 3 or 4 to do your chapter review. But there's going to be a quiz. I'm not sure if it's going to be open book. We'll see how you guys act for the rest of the show to see if this is actually going to be an open book quiz or not. But I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Steve, let's talk a little bit about what we played tonight. Played a lot of cool stuff. And I tell you what, tonight, man, you know, some could say possibly Grown Man Record Night starts a little slow at times. Sometimes I play a little baloney in the beginning just to kind of get my drink mixed and whatnot. But don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it because we don't always necessarily go in that direction because we started with hot, spitting fire tonight. And if you missed the first 3 or 4 records tonight, my man Brohammer was hanging with me this evening on the live chat. If you missed any of that shit, you missed out on some classic, great, awesome albums that you're not going to hear anywhere else except for other places that you can find it. What about the kink controversy?
Didn't you play this last week?
I did, but it was all. My shit's falling off, so I'm gonna take it off. Boo! Boo! It's This is becoming one of my favorite kink albums, and this is the a Spanish import of this. We played this after the show ended last week. This is becoming one of my favorite kink albums. For sure! This is great, man. And really got me in the right Grown Man Record Night mood really early on. We're doing a lot of belching. Dig of the week from last week.
I love a good Belgian beer.
My big ticket item, Paul Bear. If you like doom metal, folks, this cover already split open.
Yeah, you told me you've been listening to this a lot.
Oh my God. Not in a long time since the Earth release. No, probably, no, not even that. Look at the gatefold on that, Steve. It's terrific.
Oh,
The
shit.
vertical guy, watch it, no, other way. Look at that. I have not played, we played this last week on the program, and then it came with a free download. Been listening to it all freaking week, and then tonight, as soon as I got live, all I could think about was listening to some of this record, and I may play some more after the show. That's how damn good this record is. It's almost a perfect, heavier album. Beautiful voice, though, so it's not like so like in your face heavy. It's just tuned down low and gnarly. And in terms of doom metal, it's the best I've ever heard. I mean, since like Sabbath. I mean, Sabbath, Electric Wizard, maybe Sleep, but it's up there. I think it's more intricate and prettier than Sleep, and it's terrific.
You think Sabbath is a doom metal band before they knew they were doom metal?
Right? Yeah, I think so, and I think that's the blueprint that's really, you know, a lot of these bands, the doom metal bands, kind of draw off of, and you know, people that were raised on Sabbath, and you know, surely there's nothing wrong with that. But we'll play some more of that. I don't care. It's my damn house, and we'll play. Played side A last week. I played side 4, I think, tonight, and I may play 2 or 3 later on. I'm saying numbers. You hear all them numbers I'm saying, Steve? Dig of the week last week, Miles Davis. You're Under Arrest. This is one of those later Miles Davises from the 80s, and I was a little sketched on it, but it's pretty damn straight, I have to say.
Sketched of Spain?
85 CBS.
What'd you think?
It's good. He had a Michael Jackson cover on there that was really good, and some of the jam and fusion stuff was still Miles Davis. Yeah,
You know, I saw him like in '88, so he might have been playing some of this
sure.
stuff.
It had a little hint of some Kmart elevator jazz stuff to it, but there was also some sections that were smoking.
He's got himself a gun.
John McLaughlin plays on this record. Lots of other people, but I just specifically remember John McLaughlin, who's a big fan of mine.
Well, he played on Bitches Brew.
Yeah. Who else is on there? Find a good one. Get a good one. Said Mr. Hand.
I don't recognize the other guys.
Okay. All right, Steve. You just let me down. That's fine.
How about?
No, just let me down. I don't care about anybody or
Sorry,
anything.
I know none of these guys.
That's all right.
Robert Irving III, don't you know?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes.
John Scofield.
John Scofield. That was the other one I was thinking of.
On
John
one song. No, 2 songs.
2 bananas guitar players, John McLaughlin and John Scofield. Great.
Sting.
Sting's on there.
He actually, only thing he does is the voice of the French policeman.
What the hell is that about?
One Phone Call. It's called One Phone Call.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
next
he's
I
the
played a
French
little
policeman.
Abbey Road.
What?
I mean, what? Little side 2 of Abbey Road. Here Comes the Sun, Because You Never Say Your Money, Sun King, Mr. Mustard. That's one of my favorites.
Oh.
I mean, you know, everybody knows some Abbey Road.
What do you have? What version is this?
I'm not sure, but it's in decent shape. He gave it a VG rating, but it's much better than that.
Is
I
it a
think.
Capitol label or Apple label?
Well,
Probably
it's on Apple.
It's on
Yeah, it's on Apple. Sounds really good though, I have to say. And I'm
You know it. You
I'd
love
for-
it.
to be honest,
What side did you play?
Side 2.
Side 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, me and Mr. Mustard.
Actually, Side 2 is one of those albums I like to put on if I was going to be at college and I want to go to sleep. I just put on Side 2. It's like Side 2 of Hotel California. But this is another Side 2 that's great. It's like a great flowing thing, you know?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well engineered.
How about a little Night Train Volume 2, the Oscar Peterson Trio. Hey, check out the label here. It's the black and silver Verve, my favorite. Both sides of this is busted. I picked this up for just a couple
Okay,
of
well,
bucks.
it's easy to get out that way.
Yeah. I don't know a year on that. Look at that. There's a cool spot picture on the back there. Look at that guy. You can tell what year that is, Steve? Does it say that
No.
on the back?
They don't do that.
They don't do that?
Back then, they didn't do that.
They didn't do that.
They won't do it.
Steve said. I don't know. It was smoking, man. I liked it. Some slower piano jams and some really
You'll have to look it up.
uppity.
I left my phone at home, so I can't look it up for you.
Your phone's at home.
My smartphone.
Phone
I can tell you right
home.
now.
Steve's phone's at home.
All right.
Decided to play a little Meat Puppets.
Buddy
Kinda-
Rich on drums.
Buddy Rich.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, nice lady. A little Meat Puppets decided to play on the SST label. This is Out My Way, 86. SST.
It's pretty early Meat Puppets.
Yeah, not the earliest. I've got
No.
some earlier. I think Monsters before that, maybe. But no, I don't know. But this is a good one, and I've not played it in a while. And I've been trying to dig through some of the shit that I've not played in a while. Great cover, great stuff. I love how the Meat Puppets always have that hint of almost kind of country guitar to them.
Yeah. It's like good finger picking.
Chicken picking, almost in a way.
Chicken picking.
And it's always a pleasure to play a little I about to say Deftones. Wow, Meat Puppets.
The brothers,
Oh!
it's Chris and
Kirk.
Kirkwood.
Yeah,
Kurt Kirkwood.
a lot of heroin going on there, guys.
Well, okay.
A lot of heroin.
All right.
Ain't nothing wrong with heroin. Just don't do it all the time, right? That's what my uncle said. Then he died because he overdosed on it. Rio Grande Mud, ZZ Top, one of the best albums of all time. I love it. From start to finish, you don't get no better than that shit right there. Look at that back picture. Come on now.
Playing the big bass.
Come on, Steve. CC, pick up that guitar and talk to me. Man, what a great record. Great record.
Is this like their second album?
Second record,
Yeah.
I'd listened to the first one digitally this week, and I was like, oh man, I really want to play that. And I'm like, I don't want to play the same record. I really wanted to play the first record tonight, to be honest with you. But selfishly, I said, I just listened to that on my phone in the car kind of thing. So I'll just go to the next one, Rio Grande Mud, which
This is great.
well, it's the stuff I got from you, the 6-pack.
Yeah.
So it's got 2 albums per thing.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, where does that start out? And the one I really wanted to hear was, what's the something Pearl?
Pearl Necklace?
No, what's the song? Something Pearl. On that album. And I was like, is it the first one or the second one? Because that's where I want to start. It's the second one, which is Rio Grande Mud. And that's why I picked that one out.
Oh, apologies to Pearly.
Apologies to Pearly.
Pearly.
Pearly. Apologies to Pearly. And that's why I wanted to pull that one out, because that's, man, woo! That side, whatever side that was on,
It's like a jam session, man.
smoking.
Yeah.
All the way through. Texas Roadhouse, up your buddy Hoyle. I decided to play a little Beastie Boys now. This is a best of the Solid Gold hits. Bossman hooked us up with this here on the program. And
Sounds great.
sounds great. Terrific gatefold. And the reason we played this guy, third anniversary of MCA Adam Yount's death this week.
Okay.
And sad time, but what a no better way for a sad time than to just jam some just quality tunes. And when I think of that, Pass the Mic. So we jammed a little Pass the Mic, the side that had Pass the Mic on it, and that just Pass the Mic always gets me in a great mood. MIKE to the D, come and see me and pay a fee, do what I do professionally. You know, that's just, I can't get enough of that. It's good time, feel good music for the Generation Xers tail end, as I am myself. Steve, won't you tell me a little bit about this record?
Well,
If
I actually, yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be actually part of Dig of the Week.
Yeah, probably the coolest dig I got today, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot of digging, but I was able to
I didn't do any digging.
run out. And I picked up this record. It's called Mandrill. It's the debut album from Mandrill. It came out in 1970, I think, on Polydor. Great cover.
What's the deal with Mandrill?
Mandrill, I think, formed in the late 60s. They're from Brooklyn. It's like a multicultural band out of Brooklyn. So they got like a Cuban thing going on.
Okay.
and
Yeah, that's good.
Afrocentric kind of rhythm and
Yep.
music and kind of jazz mixed in with.
Yeah.
If you're looking to rock it out or whatever, this isn't your band because they're very, very talented musicians, instrumental, and then they'll throw in a real slow kind of whatever. But it's a very good slow jam.
I've seen that around, and I've never pulled the trigger on any of that, but I have to say that was
Yeah, I
was pretty impressed.
I have another Mandrill album.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I forget. It's like their third or fourth
You know what these
record.
guys do?
No, I'm gonna have one of these though.
All right.
But yeah, this one's really cool. This is their first album, and I'm always glad to pick up debut albums just to see how bands come together in the beginning, you know.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Can I squeeze some of this in here before you mouth it?
No, go ahead.
And then I'll give.
You do what you need.
All right.
So yeah, that was probably my best dig of the week, to be honest with you. Real happy to pick it up.
That's awesome. And of course, I followed that up with a little Cletus Maggart and the Citizens Band, the White Knight.
Of course. Why wouldn't you not follow it
Why
up with
wouldn't
that?
you? This is 76 on Phonogram. Let me tell you something, folks. I grew up in the CB culture.
You sure did.
I'm currently a ham radio operator.
Right over here.
I don't want to give my call sign. If you want it, hit me up. I'll give it to you.
Hit him up on channel 9.
But I grew up in Citizens Band. My dad was a CB guy, and I love that culture.
What is the range of the Citizens Band?
Well, legally, Citizens Band is 4.5 watts, rated up to 25 watts of modulation. But people break that law all the time. In the 70s, it was really monitored and heavily policed, and now not so much.
Not so much.
You hear a lot of Mexican Americans, a lot of Mexicans.
Are they broadcasting from Mexico?
They're broadcasting from Mexico.
Wow.
Actually, broadcast.
So they're breaking the rules.
The term broadcast is used for a one-way communication.
I'm sorry. It's a two-way communication.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? What kind of cast is it?
Transmission.
Okay, transmission. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all interesting.
But
I hope we haven't lost any audience members over this.
probably not, because we got a lot of dorky ass fans. So ain't nothing wrong with that, because that's what the hell we are. So
Okay.
we're gonna here's to Steve's lung that he just lost right there. Oh, tastes like south of heaven, baby. I just drooled all out my mouth. I wanted to drip on the microphone so it shorts out and kills me. Live on the air.
Okay.
Okay. That was,
Was
that was
no,
too much.
what? Oh, I played the next one too.
Yeah.
Then I thought, hey, after Cletus Maggart, let's play a couple songs for Mom.
We're going to do some Mother's Day stuff, right?
Because Sunday's Mother's Day. I hope you guys got your shit together and did something
Get
for
your shit together. Do something nice for your mom.
or not even your mom. If you got kids, you got to do it for your significant other.
Get her a Grown Man Record Night trucker hat if you've not gotten one of those for Mother's Day.
Or a GMRN thong.
Yeah. If your mom is too, if your
Redneck,
mom,
we put redneck.
Merchandise.gmrn.
We at some point we registered some stuff in Cafe Press for Redneck, and there was a thong. There's a Redneck thong you can order.
there was a 5Ls thong that was sold at shows in the merch booth. 5Ls thongs. And of course, we had a girl in
Speaking
there.
of 5Ls, tell us about. You had an encounter with one of your fellow workers today.
Oh, I don't want to.
I want to hear. I want the audience to hear this.
It was just crazy. I ran into a guy that
Crazy guy.
works with us now.
New
who,
guy. New photog.
New guy, and he grew up in his teenage years listening to my band.
So you said, yeah, I was in this band, and they said
I
something
think
about.
he already knew though.
But he said something about. I saw you like 100 times.
Yeah, he's seen us like a bunch of times, and he knew about us. It was weird, and he was like, "Yeah, man, if it wasn't for the 5Ls, I maybe." That's kind of why I got involved in the local music scene. I'm like, wow, and I remember.
So if it wasn't for the 5Ls, I might have a real job right now.
Who wants a real job? But I remember feeling the same way about another local band, Jay and myself, probably, of Dying Dreams. It was the same way, like, when I list, like, the reasons that I wanted to get, like, I'm going to get a guitar and a stack, and I'm going to learn how to play live in front of people. It was Chuck Berry, Nirvana, and Of Dying Dreams.
Wow.
Those three. And to think that some other kid that's 10 years younger than me has lumped us in with one of those, you know, we're not the Beatles, we're not the Rolling Stones, we're not Metallica or whatever you're into, but to think that somebody...
But there's always been a local influence.
Yeah, and to think that
keep
somebody
it.
came around and was like, oh, that's cool.
Well, you got
these
people,
guys get bitches, these guys get loaded, these guys have fun.
I mean, you tie in with what your favorite thing in the world is, and usually those are big things, but to tie in with something local as well, kind of makes you think like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like if you just tied in with Chuck Berry and the Rolling Stones or whatever, you would never think, oh, I can never do this.
To think about playing CBGB's or the Hollywood Bowl or something like that, but when you think to play the bigger club in your area and how cool and important that was, and to idolize the guys that go do that, which is what we did when we were growing up. I mean,
I'm still just trying to get into the bigger club in my neighborhood.
That was,
to be honest with you.
That was a big deal. Like when we followed a band that always played the bars and stuff, and then they were like, "Oh, we're going to play the first time ODD played Ziggy's," was like, it was crazy.
So anyway, let's get back to Mother's Day. I decided.
Well, you were telling a story about the guy at work.
Yeah, but he was a fan of ours. He came to watch us play, and that's.
By the way, you know what makes me feel really old is when I tell people that Dave Grohl was one of my idols when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. People think,
Because like, you mean the lead singer for Foo Fighters? Like, you used to idolize him? I'm like,
hey, for the first time I actually saw Foo Fighters in some form of, it was on Ancient Aliens, they were talking about the Nazis, and there was something about the word Foo Fighters was in there. So,
that has to do with, that's where they got the name from.
That's where they got the name.
Yeah, it has something to do with, I can't remember what it means.
Foo Fighters. Yeah, so it's not like a stupid name like I thought it was.
Right.
It actually means something.
yeah, it has something to do with aliens. And
so anyway, how about...
Mother's Day.
I put on little Mother's Finest. This is a band out of Atlanta, I believe. And this is another Mother Further. They were very popular in the late 70s, early 80s in the Southeast. I don't know if they made it anywhere outside of it. But the song we heard, Mickey's Monkey, if you hear it, you're thinking, wait a minute, that's Led Zeppelin. That's Custard Pie. It's like, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So I played it for that purpose, but even I think Jay had never heard that, and when he heard it, he's like, "Isn't that Led Zeppelin?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a note for note ripoff of Led Zeppelin," which I don't have a problem with because Led Zeppelin ripped off a lot of people, basically.
Spirit.
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines of you know, some of the old blues artists. So.
Yeah, what's this
Court in
one?
the South Pit in Atlanta.
What this? Yeah, Baby Jean, and they actually played Greensboro like last year. I think they were here.
Yeah, I
Some-
remember seeing them come
They're
around.
still touring. They're still coming around.
Hey, Kitty.
Great funk rock band, basically.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
stuff.
And
You
another
played-
one
yeah.
for Mom, Little Mother's Milk from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And this was the first album after the death of Hillel Slovak, I believe.
Yeah.
Produced
Heroin,
by,
baby. Do it.
I think it was produced,
Everybody do
if I'm not
heroin.
mistaken, produced by
Let's do some
George
heroin
Clinton.
right now.
George Clinton, maybe?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that.
Oh, it doesn't?
I think
It's
so.
hard to read the
I
print
think it
down
is.
there. I don't have my glasses on.
What if we go to graphic and do some heroin right now?
Although he might have been just freaky styly.
We'll just all do some heroin. Just hang on. We're gonna do some heroin. You know, I had a couple records that I didn't really, I didn't get
Hey,
to
will you hand me
play,
that LP that's on the
and
table over there?
I don't really have anything for Dig of the Week, so I thought I would continue in for some of this Mother's Day celebration stuff, and say a couple of records that from my mother's collection that I wanted to mention in Dig of the Week, and I'll let some other people that bought some shit this week actually talk about it. First would be obviously Mothers of Invention, and I just kind of pulled. I've got several Mothers records, but I decided to pull this one because it's a funny name and a cool cover. Is Burnt Weenie Sandwich. So Mothers of Invention, Mother's Day. Get it? We should play this later. I didn't get to play this on the air. We'll play it later. And the other Mother record that I wanted to
Cue that up. We're going to drop it.
We're gonna drop it.
We're going to drop it on the show.
All right.
Doesn't matter what song.
We want to see her Highway Patrol.
Oh, the Junior Brown song?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. And the other one, the first thing I thought of, which is one of, in my opinion, one of the best covers ever. Johnny Guitar Watson, A Real Mother for You.
For
And,
Ya.
Oh my God, 77 on this records. Look at this cover.
That's one of those albums.
Get closer, Jay.
There's,
God damn it.
Sometimes they put out lists. It's like the craziest, stupidest, funniest album covers ever. This one's on that list. It was in there like a soapbox derby car.
I tell you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to leak this here first. Is here's a little thing.
You gonna leak it?
I don't know. I always get my mom something nice for Mother's Day, but what she really appreciates more than anything is
Music.
Well, she appreciates me drawing her something every year.
Okay, I'm wrong.
I typically draw her something every year, some kind of
Make her a drawing.
weirdo card, something funny, and something I've drawn because she's an artist and she likes for me to draw. She's taught me how to draw.
You could maybe design some underwear.
I think this year what I'm going to do, and I just came up with it, I'm going to draw that A Real Mother for You,
Yeah.
a cover on a card, and then write a personal message.
How about on some underwear?
I could draw it on some underwear. That'd be tough.
5L's thong.
That's a tough material. See that bunches.
A real mother for you on a thong.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
but you got to leave.
You could have what's it, Johnny Guitar Watson?
Yeah.
His afro could be right there where the bush.
Well, see,
right where
no,
the
see, I
bush
was
would
saying
be.
the front part would have to be wider because you got to allot for the bush area. This is not going to be a trim tight situation. You're going to need a wider area, so the thong would look more like a U,
Okay.
not a G string, more of a U string because you're going to need the U. You're going to need the U to cover up the bush area.
We used to have this guy, James Brown. He was
Yeah.
an anchor, but he also did a lot of reporting.
Yeah.
And he would always start his stand-ups, like you could see the raw video, and he started stand-ups with his hands, and 3.
No. Steve Jobs.
Well, this guy did it all the time, and he held this is the universal sign of the vagina, basically.
Absolutely it is.
He'd always have this universal symbol of the vagina way up here, like when he did
They
his stand-up.
must teach that in
I think it's
public
like
speaking.
And 3, 2, 1.
Because if you notice, like when Steve Jobs,
Oh,
would type
he'd always put it
characters,
like this, like vagina up, rather than vagina out.
you would do this, and you would talk, and then you would walk, and do this, and do this, and then you come back to here. That's how Steve Jobs did it.
It is.
You
It's-
do this,
He sold a
and
lot
you
of.
talk, and you walk.
So a lot of
and
Apple
you point,
products with that.
And you do things, and you come
Bring
back
it
here.
back to the V. Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, vagina! I'm going to buy that," because that's how people work. What you got for us, Dig of the Week, Steve?
We doing Dig of the Week?
We're already in Dig of the Week.
Did you run the graphic?
Yeah, it's all. It's all.
Well,
Dig of
I
the
showed
Week.
the Mandrill album.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
is there anything else to show? I got a couple things to show, and I was always also happy today to pick up Johnny Cash
Oh, that's cool.
on Sun Records.
Sun Records, man.
Rhythm. And I think
Okay.
the real reason I picked it up is it's on Sun Records. I want another Sun record. I just love it. I love the label. But this is Get Rhythm, which is really great. It's Johnny Cash and the Tennessee 2, which is Luther
Vandross.
Perkins,
Okay.
Carl's brother, Luther.
Okay.
And I can't remember the other gentleman. Yeah, Luther Perkins. Yeah, yeah. He died. He died with a cigarette in his hand. I
Really?
think he burned up. In fact, there's a song on here called Luther's Boogie.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but it's got Get Rhythm and Two Time and Woman on here. So
Sean said he really likes your shirt.
it's a great shirt, Sean.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of my favorites, Sean.
When's that come out?
What, this
That
album?
record.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I just picked
It
it
didn't
up.
say it. It's
I
not
didn't-
easy
I
to
didn't-
find it.
I didn't
That's
even
all
do my. I didn't look.
We're just
I
talking.
haven't even done this.
We're
I've
just
done that.
talking.
I've not even done this before.
We're just talking.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. We're just talking, folks. We're
I
all
think that predates like Folsom City and
no Folsom Prison.
Yeah, Folsom
No,
Prison.
man,
It,
it's
it
after that.
predates San Quentin.
so that's late '60s probably.
Well, if you just look at his
Early
outfit, he's got frills on his.
Okay.
his
Yeah, late '60s, early
it's
'70s.
early 70s, probably late 60s, because he's got frills on his sleeves there, which is a very almost close
What's it called?
close to a leisure suit. Johnny Cash and the Tennessee 2, Get Rhythm,
59.
1959.
What?
This might be a This might be a reissue though. If not, it's his major score. On
Song written. That song is written by American singer-songwriter
Get
Johnny
rhythm,
Cash in 59.
if you get the blues, get rhythm, shoe shine boy, la 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 la.
Okay.
Last but not least,
Yeah.
I saw this weeks and weeks ago. I decided not to get it because I thought I've got plenty and I'm not going to get this. But I knew it was always there and it's probably always going to be there because it was in a weird corner of an antique mall that we go to.
Yep. An unnamed antique
And
mall.
what it is, it's a production music library, and there's 9.
Which is pretty close to our hearts.
I'm sorry, 7. There's 8. There's 8 LPs
7.
of a
8. 9.
a production music library called Valentino Incorporated. And I asked Jay to cue up something. So I've never heard what this sounds like at all. So we're
Okay.
fixing to hear it. So let's hear something called Highway Patrol. This is from 1982.
Okay.
1982. People would use this for commercials. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's not bad, man.
Dude, we're in for a treat here. Because I was thinking we could use some of this music for our show.
Oh, totally. I'm gonna leave it going.
Okay. Now, if it gets popped, then we know we got a problem. What? Oh, the Johnny Cash album from 1969, by the way. We're getting the confirmation in from Jay.
Jay said. So that's pretty good. No, I'm not on graphic.
We're on just me sitting
I'm
there
on
looking
heroin.
stupid.
I'm not on graphic. I'm on heroin, Jay.
So yeah, this is production music library. You know, people use it for commercials or for long-form videos or whatever. And we may end up using it
That's cool.
if we can get away with it. As long as we don't get if we get popped, then
Totally.
no, we don't need to use them.
That's good stuff, man.
Our only hope is that this company's out of business.
Probably. I mean, they probably. I would guess.
Whatever.
What else you got in there?
Nothing. I've got that's it.
Tell me what are the different?
Oh, okay.
some of the
Well,
different,
we've
you
got
some records, Jay?
that one was
Talk about something?
Highway Patrol. We got, and if you think about 1982, it's very. Okay, this is like Chips, right?
Yeah,
Highway
sure.
Patrol.
Yeah.
This is called Fire Chariots, which there was a movie out called Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
The Best Offer. I have no idea what that is. Probably some kind of sales sounding thing. Boxer. We got Go For It. Blues on the Hill. Living Easy and Fire Chariots again. Now you're milking it. Superheroes. That's a good one.
So this is music somebody bought to play over bits.
Yeah, they bought a whole library.
Commercials.
Because you can't play Bob Seger. I know you would want to play some Bob Seger over your commercial, but you can't.
I had that.
Here's one.
So
Here's one called Raiders.
So when they purchased this album, they purchased the rights to play it, basically, is what.
Industry, Galactic Intervention,
Star Wars.
Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, Galactic.
Network Sports. Sports.
I bet that's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be awesome. And
Jay?
City
Come on,
Groove.
Jay. We go the whole show, and you're gonna bring
So
Bruce Jenner up.
glad
at the end of it?
glad to get a hold of this. There's no telling what I'm gonna end up doing with it, but it's probably something pretty funny.
You're gonna use the restroom on it.
Well, they were $2 a piece.
Okay, hey everybody, stay tuned.
I
We're
would
gonna
like
take
to have gotten them at one price, but no.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back with a quick soda speak and chip chat. So you're going to stay tuned with us here on Grown Man Record Night. You bunch of mugs. So stay tuned.
On Cartoon Network.
Hi, I'm Jerry Baker, and I'd like to introduce you to the Garden Weasel. It's a revolutionary new 5-in-1 tool that makes gardening fun and easy. The Garden Weasel's 3 rotary blades mesh with a scissor action to break up topsoil, and they uproot young weeds before they get a start, then mixes the weeds and the leaves into soil, and that's a mulch, and that's beneficial to your garden. The Weasel cultivates to a uniform 2-inch depth, protecting your plant's roots. Now, you remove the center blade for cultivating around seedling rows and young bedding plants and vegetables. Use one blade for those hard-to-reach areas. Insert the short handle, and the Weasel is perfect for plant boxes and greenhouses. The Garden Weasel is made of a rust-free alloy and is virtually self-cleaning. You simply hose it off and allow it to dry. If you have a friend who's into gardening like I am, the Garden Weasel makes a perfect gift. Look for this display.
Garden Weasel is a multi-purpose tool that makes gardening easier and more fun. At Walgreens, Osco, Coven, and Rabbity Drugs, a perfect gift for any friend who's into gardening.
I'm a man who likes to have some fun. So every day I make sure I have me some. I root for the team that makes you stand up and sing. And I go for the beer that's known as the king. I'm a Cubs fan and a Bud man. I'm a Cubs fan, oh yeah, and I'm a Bud man. So come along and join me, everyone, and I'll show you two sure ways to have some fun. Hey, let's have some fun. All right. Holy cow. I'm a Cubs fan. Oh, yeah. And I'm a Bud man. I'm a Cubs fan.
Hold on, gotta grab a card.
Most people know Revco has cards, but they may not know Revco has so many. For any occasion, you'll find hundreds of forget-me-not cards from American Greetings. And each one is 10% off every day. So when you run into Revco for a card, you may walk out with a whole lot more.
Let's roll.
Save on special cards and gifts for Mother's Day, now at Revco.
All right.
I miss me some Revco.
Yeah, man. Revco's where it's at.
I used to get some shit at Revco.
Of course you did. I got syphilis there one time.
What are we doing now? We got about 5 minutes to wrap this show up.
Yeah, we're running long.
That's what she said.
Hey-oh. So we're going to go right to a soda speak.
And speaking of soda speak, I've been looking for this soda forever because I saw a commercial and I'm like, oh, I gotta get that on the show.
Yeah, you do.
And I would go to every store and every convenience store and every grocery store, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like, what the, why would you, don't advertise a product if you can't put it on the shelf?
Right.
And this is the Sprite LeBron's Mix.
Oh.
LeBron's Mix Sprite. And I think I think someone on the show's had it before. Maybe Leach has had it.
What's the deal with it?
It's
What's
a
the deal with that?
limited edition flavor. Lemon lime soda, natural cherry and orange flavor.
Oh, okay.
This
It's got some cherry and orange added to your normal
And so
Sprite.
I did find it finally at Lowe's Foods, which is a local store out of North Carolina.
You know, the Bulls actually ended up winning tonight.
So the Bulls beat the Cavaliers.
Bulls beat the Cavaliers 99-96.
It was in Chicago.
It was in Chicago.
I do know that.
Do I need to play the Cub fan thing again? So where'd you find this?
Lowe's Foods.
Okay.
Wow. That's an interesting flavor. It reminds me of a popsicle.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
It's like a popsicle. Like a cherry popsicle.
It's bright and crisp and citrusy and still kind of syrupy and sweet at the same time. That's not bad.
I think you should try that if you can effing find it anywhere.
Yeah, especially if it's going to be a limited edition.
It'll be limited if the Cavaliers
grab it, man.
get
Grab
knocked
it.
out of the playoffs. It won't be very long.
Grab it. It's worth something. It's worth a try. Did we hold that up?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right. All right.
We got another soda. So
We got another
normally-
soda?
Normally we'll do one soda, but we're doing two
Okay.
sodas.
Okay. Okay.
We've actually got a surplus of sodas and a deficit of chips. So
I've been staring at this at my local bodega here for a couple weeks now. Now everybody knows the old Mellow Yellow, and we don't just concentrate on boutique sodas here. Everybody knows that.
that's good.
We spread it around. We spread it all around like a spreadable.
So what do you got?
So what I got's a
That's not-
Mellow Yellow. Everybody loves
Not
Mellow
a
Yellow,
boutique soda, Mellow Yellow.
but it's a peach Mellow Yellow.
Did I ever tell you the story about Mellow Yellow?
A lot of caffeine in this thing.
Did I ever tell you the story about Mellow Yellow?
Uh,
When I was in 4th grade, they brought us all into the
oh, I do recall this.
in elementary school. They brought us into the cafeteria or into the gymnasium
Cafetorium.
to introduce to us a new soda called Mellow Yellow.
Gave a bunch of kids.
They gave all the kids at school Mellow Yellow in the cafe in the gymnasium.
That's a great
In my
idea.
school when I was in 4th grade in Texas. In Texas, and it was the rest of the day was kids just going nuts.
Coke was testing it out a few times.
What kills me is the school.
Good.
The school administrators thought it was a good idea.
Mellow Yellow Peach, folks.
Because Mellow Yellow, if anybody knows, Mellow Yellow is one of the higher caffeine content
Sure.
sodas there
It's
is.
a Mountain Dew type soda.
This is good.
It is, but the peach doesn't hit you till like way after. So it's not like sweet peach in your mouth. Sweet peach in your
it's
mouth.
a peach finish.
The peach kind of finishes later. It's like right there when I start doing that. That's where I start
It's like
tasting
it's
the
not
peach.
too syrupy. It's not,
No.
I know it's high fructose.
Yeah, but
it's still it's not as syrupy as this.
it doesn't appear as syrupy. It doesn't present.
So if you were to put these against each other,
Oh,
boom boom.
I'd mix
got-
them both together and pour some vodka in with both of them. Oh my God, let's do that.
I'm gonna do that right now.
You can
Hey, are you still on the
air.
surf music on?
No, we're
No.
on production music lab.
Just flip it over, Jay. So you're gonna do that
With tequila.
with tequila? No, do it with vodka. Dude. Don't do it with tequila. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. Steve's doing some crazy stuff.
Listening champagne.
So we got
Yeah.
Sprite, LeBron Sprite, Mellow Yellow Peach, and tequila. That sounds great. I don't know.
That sounds great. Did you just use the restroom in your mouth?
No, that was good.
No, I just did.
That sounds.
Bah.
That tastes like one of those things you taste later in the night, right before you end up puking like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my Argentinian girlfriend. These Pan American jokes doing anything for anybody? All right. We gonna do us a damn chip?
Oh, we're not done. Yeah, we got
Let's
to
do
do
a chip. Are we gonna do one chip?
One chip. We
One
did two-
chip, folks.
Sometimes we do 2
All
chips
right.
and 1 soda. Tonight we're going to swap.
Two sodas and one chip.
And do 2 sodas
Swip
and 1
swap.
chip.
Flip swap. What do we got here now?
I don't know.
It's from the Hers brand, or as Cameron would say,
Hars.
Hars.
Well, we got Car Drug, which is spelled Kerr.
Extra crunchy kettle. Honey sriracha.
Honey sriracha.
What?
Did you say sriracha?
Yeah.
There's no N in there.
There's no N? Sriracha.
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 No, I'm thinking of...
You're thinking of ranch dressing. is what
No.
you're
What's
thinking.
the Spanish girl from our...
Sriracha Vicario.
We knew a girl named Sriracha. That's where that comes from. She was a woman.
Do you have to
alright.
flip that? No, we're still good.
Yeah, you forgot about the two. You gotta wrap it up.
Oh my Jesus.
So what we have here is Hars, or Hers, and I think Hers, of all the chip companies, puts out more crazy flavors than anybody. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I would say so.
Looks like a good kettle chip. It's a standard, nothing
It
crazy.
says it's extra kettle.
Extra kettle.
This is up there, folks. I mean, I know we're only in May. This may be our... What was the first chip of the year nominee?
Oh, I don't
There was one. This may be number 2.
That's good.
Yeah,
Honey sriracha is a good combination.
absolutely. You know, Pizza Hut offers that drizzle.
It's not too sriracha,
On their
if you know what I mean.
crust.
It's not too sriracha, if you know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pizza Hut does the honey sriracha drizzle on the crust. This is that drizzle type on the... This is good, folks.
I'm going back to Ollie's.
Ollie's, this is where you got
I
these?
got these at Ollie's.
These are real good. Highly recommend Hers Honey Sriracha. If you see them in your local bodega, pick them up. Tell them Chip Chat, Grown Man Record Night sent you.
For what?
And you'll get 20% off. If you don't, you can pull out your pocket knife. You take your cashier, you hold it up to their throat and say, I want 20% off. You don't want to see the manager. And you're like, you're just some motherfucking high school dropout. I want 20% off, or I'm gonna kill everybody. And then when they argue with you, you say, if you call the cops, I'll kill you. And what schools your kid go to, and I'll kill them too. And if they don't believe you, just tell them about it.
Don't do that.
Just tell them about it.
Don't do any of that.
Did you not tell them about it?
Don't do any of that.
Thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record
These
Night.
are
It's been a
hot.
great show. It's hot. They creep up on it. Flipping it over.
Oh my God! Can't stop.
It's been a great show. We've learned a lot of things about life, love, liberty, and everything else that you want to know about just being a grown man in general. So I'm going to close it down at this time.
Has part of my body been out of the show the whole time?
It's possible. That's because you're not using your Mitchum.
It looks like you're center stage.
Of course I am. If you use more Mitchum, you'll get more center stage.
I had a lot of sugar-free items this week.
Oh, it makes a gas smell.
Oh man,
Bad gas.
bad.
All right. Hey, folks, for the girlfriend, for Jay, the Curbist, a.k.a. Thunderfoot, and Steve Fever, I'm Mikey Bananas. We'll catch you next week on Grown Man Record Night. Be sure to tell your friends. Go to our YouTube page and our Facebook page. We'll catch you next time, Grown Man Record Night, next Friday night, live on Ustream. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Let's start the show over.
And we'll see.
I
We
forgot
can
to-
start
I
it
forgot
over.
to talk about what
We'll do the whole thing over.
Yeah, let's just start over.
Hey, we appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Grown Man Record Night.
I'm ready to start whenever you want. Just let me know when to start.
3, 2, 1.